get back healthy hair. Apologize for the delay. What else, right? Okay, so before I left, it was so kindly interrupted. We were talking about the challenge and how everyone was doing on the challenge, and we're just gonna go around and talk about what we've been doing, what we haven't been doing, what's been working, what hasn't been working. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, we're just pretty much gonna go around the room and discuss individually. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Who wants to go first? Otherwise, we're just gonna start with MT and go around the room. Okay, MT.
Well, since last month, been doing I'm supposed to be doing the same treatment of washing hair once a week and putting moisturizer and stuff in there once a week. I have been able to wash it, but since I got back from the place, moisturizing it I've not been as good with doing that as I was supposed to. And pretty much not too big of a change anyway.
All right, give Father hands up for the basically been pretty consistent as last month goes. All right, Elder Felina, you're next. Then Big Mac.
I missed my hot oil treatment last month. I missed 1 month of that, but I loved doing. I used a new product for the lean protein, the one you recommend. I can't think of the name of it now. I don't remember, but I love using it. It made my hair feel so soft. Don't we do once a month protein, right? And once a month. Yeah, it was a deep conditioner.
A protein deep conditioner?
Yes. That you, I can't remember the name
Is
of
it
it.
organic re-stimulator?
Yes.
Okay.
Phew, yes. And I loved how it made my hair feel. It was fantastic. And I do see some growth in some problem areas. And that's about it. I can't think of anything.
All right, give Father hands up praise for that. That's great news. She found something that works for her. Woo-hoo. All right, Big Mac.
Since last time I was here, I changed my hair length goal. I believe the last time I said I want dreads and I want to go to my mid-back length. But that's changed and I no longer want dreads right now. So I'm just going to keep it right now. And I started brushing my hair more often. And I kept up with my shampooing and conditioning. So, yeah.
All right, give Father hands up praise for that. So what made you change your goal?
I don't know, myself, partly myself, partly others. They didn't think I'd look right with dreads, so I decided to just keep what I thought worked for me.
So peer pressure.
Partly.
All right, moving on, Elder Linnell.
Well, I wasn't on the challenge. when we started it, I didn't want to do it because I had the braids in my head and I wasn't sure if I was going to go full blown, so I just didn't do it. And I think the last time you guys met, I was doing final exams, but I'm ready to jump on the bandwagon. Since that time, I have been doing the regular healthy hair stuff, which is, well, what I was doing before the challenge, which is just keeping it wash or co-wash at least once, sometimes twice a week, and making sure I did the moisturize and seal. So with that, what I have noticed a difference is, and it's been a big improvement, is usually when I wash my hair, either I roll it and sit up under the dryer or I blow dry it. And normally if I blow dry it, a handful of hair will be left in the comb when I do it. Well, this time when I blow dried it, it was could barely say, I even took a picture of it, could barely say it was a wad. It was not even 10% of what it normally was. So I know that it has been improving. But I'm ready to be on the challenge, and you have my computer. But what I told myself, as far as me being on the regiment, is usually out of sight is out of mind for me. And so I was trying to put it somewhere where I will always see it. And so I put it as the wallpaper on my computer, my entire regimen. So I'm on the computer almost every day, probably more than every day, at least twice a day. So every time I open my computer, it'll be right there. And I'm hoping that I have it right as far as everything that we're supposed to do and the rules and stuff, because I really want to see improvement.
All right, if I was in that place for her sharing. All right, Minister Warner.
Hear me?
Yes.
Yep. I really haven't been following strict regiment since I'm involved in Aldi. I've been focusing on keeping just my scalp just moisturized, and I've been using the shea butter shampoo and conditioner just every so often, and that's pretty much been my regimen, to do that like once or twice a week, and I just been following that.
All right, Father Hands up, praise the Lord. So for Debbie Fisher. All right, Pastor.
Well, as far as my hair regimen, I have not been really keeping a good job on it mainly, and I don't make excuses. What I was doing was try to get it cut down, and if I kept the scalp, my scalp, keep trying to come out. I'm trying to say scalp, and I try to keep my scalp, moisturized so it don't get flaky. I got extremely dry skin, but it's not working that good. I'm thinking of trying something else. I don't want to use I don't want to use different oils because my hair uses it as fertilizer. I put anything in my hair, it just grows. And so, until I'm able to get it cut, I'm slacking down on the oils and berry juice. I just use berry juice when I come to the ministry, and even if, so that's where I stand at until I'm able to get the cut down to the style that I have been working on. I'm just hanging on. It's just maintaining.
All right, okay, seems like a couple of slackers, but it's good because you guys are admitting it instead of being in denial. I use the term slackers lightly. For me, I guess I'll put myself in that category because I've not been doing what I usually do. And mainly because I got a list of excuses, but I'm just gonna tell you how. Mainly because I haven't been oiling my scalp because I found an oil that I was using that I really loved, and what happened was I ran out. But before I ran out, I tried to, because you can't just buy it in the stores, a special oil, you have to order it, and I ordered it. But what happened was the mail got lost or something, so they sent it back to the original thing. And when I contacted the people, they were like, "Yeah, we haven't gotten it yet," and this and that. So I basically went a month with not even substituting it, with just leaving it at that. I've been washing and conditioning my hair as usual. Slacking on the deep conditioning, but I've been hot oil treatments. I've been replacing my deep conditioners with the hot oil treatment just because honestly it was just easier. So it's just easier to rub in oil than to mix up oils and a deep condition and put it all in. So that, and because mainly I'm not feeling my hair lately, it's like I'm thinking of trying to do something different with it. So I guess that is in my mind. I'm just like, should I keep doing it? It's not a good excuse. Even if you don't know what you're doing with your hair, you should still keep it up. But it's just I haven't been like strict on my regimen, but I've still been washing, still conditioning, still moisturizing, sealing. I haven't been sleeping with my hair thing. Satin scarf. Yeah, I haven't been using that because I don't even know. I just been going to bed, so that's changed up. But yeah, my hair should still be growing. Oh, and I increased my heat. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess December was just the month of taking a break for Shanel. Because I guess I was just tired of the same old buns and, you know. But yeah, I'm going to get back on it. I would say, I got back on it recently already. And I've gotten back on it recently. Come next month, I'm going to go back and just be solid in it. And probably still not do my co-washes, like I took that out of my regimen. Probably not do my co-washes, but just, add my deep conditioner in there and sleep with my satin scarf, which is pretty much the most I've been stocking on. All right, anybody else? Elder?
I wanted to share some testimonials of people that have benefited from the class. I gave my mom a couple of products, and I knew she's not gonna do all that stuff, so I just gave her that leave-in conditioner. And she was telling me over the holiday that her hair is not breaking off like it was, and she's like, I'm so happy with my hair now. That's what she was saying. And just like I wash it more, I didn't tell her any steps to do. She said, I'm washing it like once a week. And I was like, yeah. Because I know if I would have recommended that, she probably would have done it. But she was saying how happy she was with it. And as she was talking about that, my sister was like, yeah, we're all benefiting from Shanel's teaching. And she was talking about how her hair is just going like crazy. And how she loves it, and she just wearing it natural, and love how it feels, and what things are going on with it. And they're not even doing the whole regimen; they're just doing the little things.
I'm gonna give Father Hancock praise for that. Always glad to see testimonials, and also just throw that out there. Like she said, they wasn't even doing the whole thing; they was doing a little bit. With me, because with my hair, I've been doing it for so long that my hair is pretty much just healthy. Like I would really have to do something extreme to mess it up and to get it back damaged like that. So that's why when I'm like, I didn't do the deep condition or I use a little extra heat, my hair is not really getting damaged from that just because I built it to that kind of strength. Plus, it's not like I'm using heat like every day. It was basically like probably like twice this month as opposed to my usual 0 times a month.
Wow.
So, yeah, just even the little bit that you do, we already know goes a long way, like it can benefit. And just imagine when you actually do the whole regimen, how much you will benefit from it. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Other Lanil.
I have a question now that I'm jumping back on the bandwagon. It might have been asked and answered already, but I forgot. On the challenge, we're supposed to have 3 heat passes per month. Is sitting under the hairdryer or using the blow dryer, are those considered heat passes, or that's only curling irons and flat irons?
Okay, blow dryers, yes, are heat passes because it's direct heat. We talked about that, how when you're blow drying your hair, it's that close, like the hair is like right there on it. Hooded dryers, no, are not direct heat because one, you have it in rollers, so it's already protected, and 2, it's hot air just hovering. It's not like direct heat, like blow drying, like how a blow dry comes out. No, this one's like, it's just hot air hovering over you. Even though I said I recommend you still use a heat protectant in a hooded dryer, but honestly, you could not use it and not be affected by it. But no, you can do hooded dry as much as you want. Okay. I used to do hooded dryer twice a week. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any more questions before we move on? No.
Yes.
Yes.
On the blow dryers, does it matter if I just noticed that you can blow it cold or you can blow it hot. Does it matter if you blow it with cold air, or does that do the same damage? Or you might as well just go ahead and use the heat. Does that matter?
Yes, it does matter, actually. Heat is a lot more damaging than cool air. Cool air, honestly, that's pretty much what people like. That's the one that's recommended. If your blow dryer has cool settings, go ahead and do that. I wouldn't say that counts as a heat pass, but I would say it's still damaging to your hair because that air is rough and you're still putting a lot of manipulation and strain on it. However, no, if you can, actually every time you blow dry, use cool heat because, yeah, it's not frying your hair or anything. So it does make a difference. Okay. Well, if that be all, we're going to move on to a question that I've been getting since I was born. I've been asking them, I've heard other people ask it. It's just been one of those things for us people of color. But yeah, hair breakage. This one is mainly for anyone who's trying to grow their hair. So for the baldies and the keeping it trim and whatnot, you really don't need to benefit, like you might not benefit from this as much as everyone else who's trying to actually grow their hair. However, I suggest you still pay attention because you can still learn some stuff or share it along with somebody else that you know, or in case you do try to grow out your hair later, you'll know. Alright, so questions I've been getting lately was how to prevent breakage, because we have a lot of issues with breakage, whether you relax or natural, we have trouble with breakage. So we know that our hair will not grow if it keeps breaking off. That's what it is. Our hair, okay, we will not retain length, there we go, if our hair does not break off. Our hair will still grow, but we will not get any length because it keeps breaking off. Okay, so first slide, to define breakage, for any of you that don't know, breakage is defined as broken pieces of hair without the white bulb. And it's like when, I talked about this before, I don't know if you remember, say like you're combing your hair and then you see the hair that's in the comb, if it has a white bulb at the end, it's shedding. That means it came straight from the scalp, and this is mostly natural, like that's supposed to happen. But if you see the hair in a comb that doesn't have a white bulb, it's pretty much broken, and those are usually the shorter pieces of hair. And we do not like breakage. It says this can be the cause of poor hair care. It says can be the cause because you can still have great hair care, but you'll still receive breakage if your hair is not agreeing with the weather, the products, or anything like that. So that's when you need to reevaluate yourself and try to fix it. Okay, any questions on breakage? No, please. Yes. That's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. All right, moving on. Now, the causes of breakage. There are many causes, but these are some of the ones that they're pretty much more general. One is over manipulation of the hair, which means you're messing with your hair too much. Another one is too much moisture. Another is too much protein, dry hair, too much heat, cotton, weave, chemicals, over-processing, fine-tooth combing, and stretching. And we're pretty much going to go over all of these. Stretching, for those of you that don't know, is when you're relaxed and the new growth starts coming in, and instead of like relaxing every month, you stretch it out a little bit and you wait 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. So it's that could cause breakage because of the line of demarcation is what we call it, where the new growth meets the relaxed hair. That's a very fragile spot, so that could cause breakage if you don't take care of it. Two different textures in your hair is a lot to keep up with. All right, gonna move on. The next picture for over manipulation is a very good example of new growth meeting the relaxed hair. So where you see the relaxed hair meets the new growth, that's the line of demarcation. That's where a lot of breakage can occur if you don't keep up the strength or the balance of those two textures. But yeah, over manipulation. When I say over manipulation, I mean excess combing or brushing. You guys know what that means. You grab the comb in the morning, you comb. You probably not even paying attention to how fast or how slow you're combing, and you're combing. You're just always combing your hair. Your hair eventually is going to get weak and it's going to break. Even if you're doing it slowly, it's still, if you do it too much, it's going to get weak and it's going to break. Consistent hair tying. Hair tying as in these things right here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's, when you use these too much, I don't know if you guys know, especially the ones with, like, this one doesn't have like a metal band on it, but the ones that do have metal bands, those, first of all, get snagged in your hair and they pull the hair out. That's dangerous. Two, I say consistent hair time because occasional, it's okay. Like bunning and stuff like that, it's okay. But what you do when you consistently put a hair tie in your hair, it puts strain on that same spot. Not strain, but stress. It puts stress on that same spot in your hair, and eventually that starts to get weak and it breaks. Okay? And also, just be careful on how you're using it because, like I said, if you're going too fast and you're pulling your hair, the hair gets caught up in the little knot or whatever, and it snags out when you pull it out. So that's a big one for me. That's where a lot of my breakage came from when I didn't know, like, really pay attention. So that's a big one. Washing your hair wrong. We talked about this a couple of classes ago, where when you wash your hair, you want to wash your hair on the scalp and massage it. You don't want to just get the hair and put it all on your head because it becomes like a ball of yarn and it gets tangled, and when you try to comb it out, it breaks. Or if you just going like this, like it's breaking, like you just don't treat your hair like that. Treat it like silk is what they say on hair forms. Treat your hair like silk because it is that fragile. Okay, and then another one is towel drying and blow drying. Towel drying is pretty much goes hand in hand with the washing your hair. First of all, we're using a towel. It's probably made out of cotton, and cotton itself dries out the hair. So I'm not saying stop towel drying because I towel dry, but when you towel dry, there's a special, like a technique to do it, and it's not like that serious. Right, you don't want to get the towel and go like this, you know, how you're already done, you know, you don't want to do that. That's going to cause breakage. What you want to do, they say towel blot your hair. So you get the towel and you just kind of like blot spots like that, like you wring your hair out gently, then you just kind of blot it. And what that does is you're not like stressing or moving your hair around, you're kind of just blotting it. You can like lift it up and just blot it, this and that. Some people also use the t-shirt, which is called the t-shirt method. And what they do is they get a t-shirt, which is also made out of cotton, and they put their head through like the neck part, and then they tie their hair up in a rest and just like sit on top of their head. So it's not even like rubbing against the hair, it's just sitting there and absorbing the water out of the hair. If you guys want to take that measure, just get an old t-shirt or something and do it like that.
I'm trying that one.
That helps. Blow drying, we talked about that. Blow drying, it's how you're blow drying your hair that's really causing the breakage, because I know some blow dries come on with the comb on the end, or you're using a comb and you're blow drying your hair. And that, like, honestly, I hate blow drying with everything in me because it doesn't benefit me. It just, my hair touches that air and it just dries up. So I just don't like it because it's gonna get breakage. It's like you're combing to make sure that every hair is dry while you're blow drying. And that's one, you're drying your hair and it's too fast. It's like it's drying your hair too fast, so it's getting brittle already, and you're using heat, and then when you comb it, it just snaps off. That is a huge cause, because a lot of people don't know how to blow dry their hair right, and even when they do it right, you still have to be extremely careful. I recommend if you're gonna blow dry, part your hair in sections, and start at the ends, and just work your way up, and don't put it on super fast, high mode. I would say put it on low mode, unless you're in a hurry. And if you do put it on high mode, I recommend you pull the blow dry away from your hair a little bit, so the hair is not like all like this and you're combing it while it's like getting tangled and everything, because that is the big one that causes breakage. Right, manipulation, that said touching your hair too much will cause breakage. Leave it alone as much as possible. Any questions with that? And that includes your fingers too.
Yes.
It includes your fingers.
She looking at that.
You want to make a comment? Go ahead.
When you were talking about the blow drying, and I remember when I did have the permanent blow drying, I remember my hair just going everywhere, all in the bathroom as you're blow drying, and it's just breaking, you're sweeping up a lot of hair. And I just thought it was normal. And then my question is, what if your natural hair is like this lady in the picture?
If your natural hair is like that lady and you're blow drying your hair?
No, it's just, how do you handle that? Because
Oh, you mean like two different textures?
Yeah.
Oh, that's, if we want to go into that, I do that a lot because I stretch my relaxers a lot. So how you handle that is when you, first of all, people like that usually don't blow dry their hair. They usually roller set it because when you roller set it, that flattens the new growth. So it kind of goes into one little piece like that. I've seen a lot of people also flat iron that part, but usually when you're about to wash your hair or something, I usually see me personally, let me say me personally, and a lot of other people do this too. When you deep condition your hair, you apply the deep conditioner just like you're applying a relaxer, so that it touches all the new growth. Like you divide it in sections and everything. You use your hands, your fingers, and you massage it, and you just, you kind of just put it on every single spot, so that when you wash that deep conditioner out, the new growth is very, very soft. So when it comes to detangling, you're going through the relaxed ends and then you come to that new growth part, it's not even going to be hard to detangle because you already put deep condition on there and you softened it up and stuff like that. When you style it, you usually do curly styles. Like I used to do braid outs all the time, so the new growth blends with the relaxed hair, so it's not obvious that you have this big thing and then hair like that. There was times where my hair did look, it might look like that right now because it's kind of puffy and then kind of you can see the texture. There you go. So it's just a lot of ways to do it. A lot of people don't like doing that because it ain't cute, So did I answer your question?
I got one other question.
Go ahead.
If you use a comb, I bought this comb that you can supposed to be like a detangler when you just wash your hair in the shower. I used it when I did the deep conditioning. Do you recommend that? I mean, it did really well. I didn't have a breakage or anything like that. But do you recommend using that while you are in the shower or using the product when your hair is wet?
Sure. I know a lot of people that, me personally, I detangle my hair when it's wet. Not necessarily in the shower, but after I put my leave-ins in, so I can just kind of, put it in there and not comb it too much, like once in the shower, then once after I do the leave-in and stuff like that. But, a lot of people have a shower comb and they say their hair is just easily detangled in the shower, so they just, as long as you're not, going too hard or whatever, I think it's fine. Go ahead. If you find your hair is breaking, I probably wait till it dries a little first and then, but I think it's good. Anything else? Then moving on. Too much protein / moisture will cause breakage. This includes deep conditioning, too much of it, hot oil treatments, too much of it, protein treatments. There we go. Moisture, protein-based shampoos and conditioners.
Too much of it.
Yeah. With that one, with the moisture / protein-based shampoos and conditioners, a lot of that goes over a lot of people's head because they don't look at their shampoo and it says, oh, it's moisture-based, oh, it's protein-based. They kind of just wash their hair and they do it once a week, twice a week, and they're not really paying attention to it. So with that one, I would say it is too much, but also you can do it once a week all the time, but you should also switch it up, if that's the problem. Your hair needs balance. If it has too much moisture, the strands will lose its elasticity. It will stretch and break. If it has too much protein, it will be unable to bounce back and snap. Any questions there? So we already know we gotta keep it balanced.
Yep.
Moving on. Dry hair. This includes the heat / sun, blow drying / irons, flat irons, curling irons. No moisturizing and sealing will cause dry hair. Cotton such as t-shirts, scarves, pillows, etc. will cause dry hair. I said down here, dry hair is the devil. Nothing good comes from it. It is brittle and fragile and will crumple up easily, just like a dry leaf. At all costs, avoid dry hair. There is no benefit. I was playing around on this with the wording, but you don't ever want dry hair. I mean, if one of you guys can think of a good reason why having dry hair is a good thing, not like you came out the shower and you let it air dry and now your hair is dry. No, dry hair as in the cuticles are exposed. It's just pretty much like the dry leaf, it's just crumply and it's just not good. It does not look good, it does not feel good, it usually causes irritation to the scalp. Dry hair is just bad, and if your hair is dry, it will break. There's no avoiding that. No, if it's dry, it's gonna break. That's just how it is. That's why we need to keep it moisturized and balanced. Any questions on that? Okay, moving on. Elena.
Of course, I understand what you're saying about the dry hair. But during the times where, like, we're in Florida, of course, and a lot of times the humidity is a problem to keep curls in your hair. We have to keep a balance of not having it as moisturized as before, but still not letting it dry out. Is that what you're saying? Just keep a balance of it. But obviously, if it's moisture outside, it's been raining or whatever, then we can't have the same amount of moisture when it's dry out.
Keep it balanced. If it's a little too wet, your hair is too wet, you feel like it's not supposed to be, of course, get that balance. But it's never okay to have your hair too moist, and it's never okay to have your hair too dry, ever. Unless you're doing Jerry curls. Be careful with that. Pastor, you have something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, during your analogy, see if you put the devil in there. But I was just gonna say, the way I look at it and the way I see it, not that I heard about that, but look at the way I see it, it's like a so-called Christian or somebody that say they walking with Yah, and you can keep telling them you got to have the word, you got to have the word. There's nothing good gonna happen if you don't get that word. If you don't get that word, you're gonna perish. And they say, okay, and walk out the door and don't get the word, and they break, they perish, they go backwards. And it's the same thing. You got to have your hair moist.
Yeah.
You got to have your hair moist. Well, if you don't study, you just go in there and throw a wet towel over your head. And she just said towel dries it out. Without knowledge, without doing, putting the work in, it's gonna break. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because, no matter how you put it, no matter how many ways you look at it, you always start with the little things.
Yep.
It always starts with the little things. You try to look great for the beach part, or great for whatever, and you don't do the little things, and it breaks off. And when she said touching your hair, it causes breakage. That's, to me, it was just straight vanity. When you all look at, it's like a bodybuilder. When a bodybuilder works out, he has to look at his body. He has to perfect the muscles. He has to keep doing it. Now, that's one thing. But then there's another thing when he falls in love with his body and just keep doing it. Now he looks like an idiot. And it's the same way you fall in love with your hair. Have you ever seen people walking around? Y'all listen to me?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen people walking around grabbing their hair, smelling it? Something wrong with it.
It's a girl in Little Princess.
See, I was and still am infatuated by women's hair. A woman, if a man have woman-like hair, it don't even enter my brain. My brain see man and just don't, nothing else happen. But when a woman, has beautiful hair, all my life I've always been fascinated by that. I just stare at her hair. Not that I want to date her or do anything, but the hair, it used to just hypnotize me. I used to just love women with beautiful hair. I wanted to grab it. And you could tell the ones that took care of it and the ones that didn't, and the ones who had a natural. And the ones who had a natural, their hair would be uneven. And the ones who took care of it, it would be almost perfect. It would be like, how did you do that? And then the ones, I'm just speaking from experience, and then the ones who just did not care, used to look like, and I'm through, I was gonna go into the stuff, but I see I'm taking up too much time to make this point. And it was nothing.
That's very interesting analogy. I like it. All right, moving on. That's all the questions, comments. All right.
Did you look at the time?
The next thing that causes breakage, which is a huge one among African American women.
Oh, yes, I have plenty.
Yeah, weave causes breakage. Glues, pulling and ripping, and impatience. And I'm sure there's a lot more to it, but I've not experienced these for myself. So I can't get too much into it, but I know enough about it. Weaves are a tedious process and are often rushed, trying to get it done as quickly as possible, meaning the lazy ways, such as glues, they put the glue on and they stick the hair on, stuff like that. Glues can stick to your hair and rip it out when you take it down. I've seen people talk about caps and how they put a cap on over their hair and then they put the glue on that. No, when you take that cap off, the glue still seeps through it and your hair is still missing. If you guys see someone who wears a lot of weaves, you usually see their edges are missing.
Yep.
It's just how it is. And how do they cover it up? By adding more weave to it.
Yep.
And laying it on top.
Genius.
Okay. Sew-ins, which are, if I got this right, when you braid your hair back and you're sewing the hair
Yep.
in the braids, can also rip out your hair when not done carefully, just like braiding your hair can rip out your hair when not done carefully.
Yep.
People get impatient with weaves because there's a lot of work into it. And when they just try to hurry up and braid it so they can just get to the weave part, then they try to hurry up and get that done so they're not there for 24 hours or sometimes 48 hours or longer. So weaves are a huge factor of breakage.
Yep.
Any questions on that?
Nope. Keep going. Next.
Comments?
Ooh, slide number 8.
Go ahead, Elder Kalina, then we'll go to Pastor.
I had an experience where I let hairdresser talk me into being in one of her hair shows, and she just wanted to put this little blonde thing right in the top of the crown of my head. And I was looking at it, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I had my eyes closed. But anyway, she's like, it's easy. I never did weave or anything. So she said it washes right out, So she did it, and everybody was talking about how cute it was, but I can't stand that. It was like this blonde thing sticking in my head. So I tried to get it out. And it was pulling my hair, and that for a long time I had this, and actually that's one of my trouble spots here, where a lot of my hair was pulled out with the weave. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to get it out and using all sorts of whatever, slippery whatever, but it was still glued on my actual hair. So, yeah.
Father, I can clap praise for this sharing that. I also heard a story of something similar to that right quick, just how this girl, she never put weave in her hair before, but it was for a wedding, and then the lady wanted all her bridesmaids to have the same type of hair, which included a sew-in, and she was so excited for it until she took it out, and all her hair was gone pretty much. It was broken down, and she said, she blames it on that. She says now her hair will never grow again, and she blames it on that, but I can just imagine how weave can devastate you like that, where it's just like never again, and she's like never again, and like that. But yeah, go ahead, Pastor.
Just right quick, on my time. When the weave came out a long time ago, people was talking against it. People was talking against the wig, just a regular wig. Nobody seemed to, there's nothing wrong with it, and people would do it. And see, the scripture tells us that the glory of a woman is a hair. And then we like, well, that's just a physical thing. You must be talking about something different. Well, in the physical realm, the glory of the woman is her hair. Why would the glory of the woman be her hair? And this glory is something that shows that you put work into it to get it. You have a lot of it, and it looks good. If today the glory of a man, if a man, you say, well, he's awesome. He's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of houses. He's got, that's, people look at him and say, wow, he's very wise. They're glory. But a woman, always, she could be poor as dirt and have beautiful hair and will stop the crowd. She could have an ugly face and everything, but that hair, they be like, whoa. Now, the reason why I went there, because the enemy stole the woman's glory. He stole the woman's glory by telling her, hey, look at here, you can save time. Or, hey, look at here, you don't have to, if you want long hair, I know you've been working, but just take a shortcut. Just with anything. When you don't put work in, you're going to get a false reward. It's not going to mean nothing to you. That's why when people win the lotto, they lose it. Because they didn't earn it. It didn't come from y'all. It's different if it came from y'all. I'm saying this for a reason, because what we did, Pastor, I know this ain't that type of show, but what we did, it destroys the woman identity. I mean, straight up and down. And women won't admit it because they can't see it, but they do not act like themselves. They don't, it gets in there because you have just hooked up with something. And I mean, they don't act like themselves, and they say, well, yes, I do, and no, you don't act like yourself. And the sad part about it is, you can say it till you blue in the face. But if a woman won't do little things like wash her hair, you wash your hair and do all that stuff, she's meant by Yah to do that. Why? I mean, why something so physical, something so silly as the hair? She's meant by Yah to do that, to put energy into it. And the man's supposed to be putting energy into the woman. But the point I'm trying to make is that weed is one of the most dangerous things in black culture. It has destroyed a lot of black women's identity. And now they think being bald head is cool. And we've also led to a lot of homosexual styles, butch and all that other stuff. I know this for a fact. Anyway.
All right, if I can take that, please, for sharing that. Any other questions or comments about weaves and breakage? If not, we will move on to the next
I
one.
speak for the wiggies. When they die.
That's funny.
Okay. I asked, right? Okay. The next one is chemicals / overprocessing. This includes relaxers, coloring, and alcohol. These will cause breakage in a hurry. Chemicals usually contain ingredients that are damaging to the hair. Duh. When using them, learn how to apply them properly and set a regimen that will help get your chemically damaged hair back to its healthy state. And what I mean by that is there's no avoiding it. If you're relaxing your hair, you're putting chemicals in, and you're weakening the hair. Bottom line, end of story, your hair has technically become damaged because it's not in its natural state. It's now broken down and just hanging there. So with relaxers, what you do is, if that's what you're going to choose to do with your hair, is not a lost cause. You will still get breakage if you do it the wrong way, or if do it too often. What's that? Stretching, yes. Stretching will definitely cause breakage when you start to relax your hair if you don't do it in the right way. So a way to avoid that, also with coloring, I don't really know a lot about coloring, but I do know it's the same way where it damages your hair and it dries your hair out, just like relaxers and coloring. And that's a big reason why people don't like to put chemicals in their hair, because it is very drying and it's damaging. It's like, why do it, you know? But if you can keep it up, which you can, I'm just letting you know, it's not a lost cause. You can relax your hair, you can color your hair, you can put chemicals in your hair and still maintain it to be healthy. And what I mean by that is you can avoid the breakage. So You can avoid the breakage by stretching, even though it will cause breakage if you don't do it properly. You can still avoid the breakage by stretching, because what stretching does, it strengthens your hair over time. So instead of overlapping your hair and, putting that chemical right back on where you put chemicals on before, now you have built up protein, and it has strengthened by stretching your hair and allowing it to actually get strong, giving it time to build that muscle, if you would, and so it can handle it better. People also don't like stretching because your hair's not going to be as straight as it would be, because it got stronger and it can handle those chemicals better. But if you want to avoid breakage on that, that's what you would do. Also do it by pretty much that, and not doing it too soon. Don't overlap your hair. That's pretty much the best way to avoid that. With coloring, the best way to do that is do not color your hair if it's already damaged, because it's not going to do nothing but damage it more. What you do is, it's very risky putting chemicals in your hair. What you need to do is, if you do want to do that, build your hair up first. Get it healthy first, so that the damage will not be as effective as it is when you say if your hair was damaged, And a lot of people color their hair and regret it because their hair freaks out and it's breaking and it's dry and there's nothing they can do about it. Same thing with relaxers. People hate relaxing their hair because their hair freaks out, it gets too dry, it breaks, and there's nothing they can do about it. So these will definitely cause breakage in the hair. And I think this is probably the main one that will cause, this one and weaves will definitely cause breakage in the hair. Any questions on that? Elder Linnell?
Would you say, knowing this, so in order to avoid over processing in your expeditions with learning about relaxers and stuff, does it seem like people do better if someone else, like if they go to a hairdresser to get a relaxer because you can't see actually your head, or do you think it's pretty much safe that you go ahead and do your own relaxers?
To answer that question, it's benefited a lot of people to get someone else to relax their hair, since they can see the new growth and so they can avoid that overlapping. A lot of us, when we do our own, we ain't looking. We just we can feel it, and we're going like that. We're just trying to hurry up and get it done before it burns. But what I've seen is what they recommend is that you get a partner, and you do one half of your head, the partner does the other half of your head. Say you do up here and then they do back here, and then you switch. And then you come back here and then they come up here. So one, that's not leaving the chemicals in there too long. And two, so you can see what you're doing. Say you're doing the front and you can look in the mirror and such like that. So that's another reason to do it. Like I said, no matter what you do, it's gonna harm your hair, but there are ways where you can avoid the extreme worst of it. Because people leave relaxers in their hair too long and they ain't got none no more. Bald spots, I know y'all know, patching, it burns it off, it's very dangerous. You need to know what you're doing if you're gonna do it. But trust me, if your hair keeps breaking, are you relaxed? Are you colored? Are you putting chemicals in your hair? If that's the cause, if that's the case, you gotta figure out how to do it. And even natural women have it too, a breakage, but it's not because of chemicals, it's mainly because of their hair is dry, very, very, very dry, and they try to, add that moisture back in there because it's hard for your natural oils to come down your hair shaft when it's coiled up like that. So, but yeah, chemicals and overprocessing definitely a cause of breakage.
Okay, another question.
Yes, Elder.
For those of us who are going to use relaxers regardless, I know I used to do mine every month, which was ridiculous. And I've seen you go 6 months to longer or whatever. Have you, again, in your expeditions about relaxers, would you say 90 days is a good median, or is there, obviously it's going to determine how fast your hair grows, but is there an average of how long you should go so you don't over process or under or do the stretching thing and go too far without having it?
Yes, in the research world of black hair care, the technical good time to do it is between 12 and 14 weeks.
Okay.
Which is, I never, ever, ever wait go that early. What I do is at least 16 weeks, just because that is, my hair just grows at least another 2 inches before I do that. But like I said, like you said, I waited 9 months before, just because, like relaxers are so damaging to the hair. It's like 12 weeks is probably the minimum stretch time, but I would recommend 4 months. If you can handle 4 months, because a lot of people can't handle 4 months, like the new growth comes in, and a lot of people relax because they get headaches from that. Because natural hair, like it's natural, but a lot of people say that they can't deal with it because they get a lot of headaches and it's too hard and all this and that kind of stuff. But if you're gonna relax regardless and you can't handle all that new growth, you should be able to. But if you can't, I say the minimum is 12 weeks.
I never got a headache.
Okay. Yes.
I was gonna say that it sounds like a drug. When drug addicts can't get their drug, they get headaches, they get the shivers, they get all kinds of stuff. And
Wow.
that is the same. It's a chemical. Just like drug is a chemical, and it's doing something to your body, just like drugs. And you can't go without getting a headache. That means you have become addicted to it. Because your body addiction, you become addicted to something that your body has to have it in order to function correctly until you wean off it. And people who are really addicted to something, they can't just stop cold turkey. They'll be extremely, extremely sick. Have some to almost death. That's why they have to wean them off it slowly. And you get headaches because you can't get your relaxer. It's something to check into. And I myself, I know I'm coming at you from another point of view and all these things, because I know for a fact that the hair is very important. I also know that when this is like a gateway, and we so non-protective of what we do with our hair, until we start falling out. And then certain things happen in your life and you saying, well, I wonder how did that happen? Why do I want to have red hair? Why do I want to have, examine, look at yourself and look at why am I doing this? Okay, y'all know what he was doing. He made my hair jet black. Why do I want to color it red? Why? What's the real reason behind this? And you'll be surprised what you find out. That's when you question yourself on why on your motive. A lot of stuff you won't do.
Alright, give yourself a hand clap please for that. Just a quick pop quiz, see who knows another disapproving term for relaxer. No, it's not perm. Nobody? It is known as the creamy crack.
Oh,
Because it is addicting and people can't go. No, it's a real term. Like, yeah.
Wow.
The creamy crack, because people are addicted to it, just like Pastor said.
Wow.
All right, anything else?
Right.
And you put it in your ear. Crack. I never tried crack. Because I seen what it done. And you gonna call something creamy crack. I never do it.
Okay, moving on to when we wrapping it up. And tips, if I didn't already go through this stuff while I was talking. But tips on how to avoid breakage. There's a bajillion, but these are the main ones. Use a wide tooth comb when styling your hair. Fine tooth is a no-no. I guess the only time I use a fine tooth is when I'm roller setting my hair, because it's supposed to straighten it. And honestly, you can't really roller set your hair properly if you use a wide tooth comb. But even that causes breakage.
Yeah.
So wide tooth comb, styling your hair. But of course not too much. Alright, moisturizing and sealing, that keeps that moisture in your hair. And honestly, I don't think you'll get a moisture overload from too much. Yeah, you could. Let me stop lying. So moisturizing and sealing, I never get a moisture overload personally because the moisturizer just don't do that much moisture to my hair. I usually get it from too much deep conditioning or hot oil treatments. But moisturizing and sealing will definitely prevent breakage because it's keeping your hair moisturized. We have a problem with dry hair, not too much moisture in our hair. So moisturizing and sealing, if you find out it's doing too much, cut back every other day, every 2 days, such and such. 3 is balance your hair, and that's with the protein and moisture balance. And just pay attention to your hair because it's true when they say your hair speaks to you. You know, like it tells you what it needs. It's like your body, like it tells you what it needs, and just gotta listen to it. Look at it, listen to it. You'll feel your hair too dry, and you're just like, all right, it's time to do something with this. Or it's too moisturized, or it's too curly, or it's too straight, and you just look like something's not right with this. It needs something. Yes?
Comment?
Oh, comment? Yes.
Athletes and bodybuilders and people that stuff, when they exercise a lot, their body talk to them. That's one thing that's known about an athlete knows when he's injured because he fine-tuned his body and every single thing he can tell. I can tell when certain things are wrong with me, my body talks to me. Now, I brought it up for a reason because it's very interesting how you say the hair talk to it and stuff of that nature. Breaking down, it's very easy to mistake the body for carnal nature. Difference is, check this out. I'm hungry, eat. Okay, I'm finna fast. All of a sudden, I'm hungry. No, that's carnal nature. And with this right here, like we talk about weed, some of you might have been debating on getting a weed. And the time you leave it, all of a sudden you just want that thing so bad.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Come talk to me. I'll talk you out of it.
Then next day, you got it, because that's the way the thing works. But I love that analogy. Your hair will talk to you. It's part of the discernment assignment. But just because it's talking, you don't always give it what it wants. Especially creamy crack.
I'm sorry, I'm crack attack on him.
Okay, give a father hand clap, please, for sharing. Alright, the next one is your satin and silk scarf. We already talked about when you sleep, you're moving your head, or just you laying there. You're pretty much laying on cotton. That's pretty much what you're laying on. So we want to put a satin or silk scarf over our head. For those of you that the scarf will not stay on, because you're just that wild. Satin silk pillowcase.
Yep.
Satin silk blanket sheets.
Mattress
Mattress if you're that bad.
House.
and floor.
House and floor. Okay.
Just don't be sleep.
You can wake up
Walking one day
in the kitchen.
I have fallen asleep just in weird places. I'm just saying.
We want to stay with the scarf since you might end up in the kitchen. At least the scarf going with you. But yeah,
Greasy
that
too.
was fun.
Silk make it greasy. Like
Oh, that's true. I wouldn't say greasy, but yeah.
Retaining moisture.
On a serious note, when you oil your scalp, be careful with the satin and silk because it will leak through if it's too much oil, which has happened to me, which causes breakouts, which sucks.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I meant to ask you that before. I think we talked about it a while ago, but I don't remember your response. It's better to do the moisturizing, the oiling of your scalp, after you wake up or before you go to bed.
Whenever you have the time.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's your preference.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, what I learned from oiling my scalp is that it causes breakouts when you sleep. Which you know what's sad? Breakouts when you sleep. Cause like I put the oil before bed, I moisturize myself before bed, then I tie it up and I go to bed, and then I get breakouts. And see, it's sad because I didn't after this 2.5 years on this journey, I didn't notice that or believe it until this month when I've been slacking on my oil. Because like I decided if I can't get that oil, I'm not gonna put no oil, and I've not been breaking out lately.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
Wow.
Clear skin.
I gotta do something about that because but it's sad that it took me that long to realize it. But yeah, okay, moving on. So leaks. Okay, hot oil treatments will definitely pretty much make your hair perfect. Just any problems you have, try hot oil treatment. It will add moisture. It will add protein. It will strengthen it. It will make it shiny. It gets into the cuticles and it treats it. It's amazing. Any comments on that? Okay. Leave-in conditioners help with breakage because it has special healing abilities. Depends on what you get. Say you dry your hair, you go about your day. We already talked about the sun will dry it out. You put a leave-in conditioner in there that combats that. It's protecting your hair better than it would if it didn't have a leave-in conditioner in it. Leave-in conditioner is also moisture, like leave in that moisture. So you condition your hair and you rinse it out. You still can put in that leave-in conditioner to keep it conditioned.
Yep.
So that helps. And little to no manipulation. Leave it alone. The more you manipulate your hair, the more easy it will break. Just as simple as that. That's just with anything. Wear and tear, you just always messing with something, it's just gonna break down eventually. Any other comments? Go to the next and last slide. Says say goodbye to breakage and get back on track. All right?
That's your man.
No, that's not my head. That is not my head. But yeah, any last comments, concerns?
It's very interesting.
No, there's one nothing.
Let me get this tattoo.
That's Bill. Oh, Pastor?
I'm concerned if, have you ever known anybody who
Yes.
started out this journey and then quit? And how are they doing with their hair now,
Hello.
besides you?
Yes.
And always in a rush, right? But you know, worse than it was when they started out.
I think the people that I'm thinking of that started and stopped, yeah, pretty much, they probably got, because it's like their hair is already bad. So when you say worse, it's like, but I noticed that they did start getting more addicted to weaves or more addicted to just not taking care of their hair. Like they got to the point where they just was like, I don't care.
And the reason I brought that up, I firmly believe
Other one that wants to answer your question.
That had happened to me, and that's why I got back to at least, even though I wasn't on the journey, I got back to at least the regular basic stuff. But she had gave me that hair Lisa shirt and had started out at 0, and then I had got down to I think it was the number 3 on the shirt, and then I just totally stopped and got off totally off track. And next time I went to take a picture of the shirt, I think it was like 2 months later, I had lost an inch. It went backwards, and I was like, this is just like being on a diet. You gain more weight than when you first started on it. So that's why I went back to at least doing just the basic stuff. Even when I wasn't on the hair journey, do at least that basic stuff, or you just go all the way backwards. That's what happened to me.
You call it hair
Okay, go.
And what I was saying, great, that's what I'm talking about. I can almost guarantee that if you don't do the little things right, you're gonna quit. You're not gonna do it, you're gonna have to do it. You look at your life and you see how you do stuff. When you clean, do you have clean? When you wash clothes, do you have wash? I mean, when you drive, do you cheat? I mean, whatever. Look at your life. Are you doing it to the wholeness and the fullness of what it's supposed to be? If not, I'm telling you, you're going to get on this thing and it'll be just like everything else in your life. You look around and say, why do I always fail? Or why I can't get anywhere? And you look, because you quit. Or you're not doing it right. You think you know a better way instead of doing it the way that you're taught. And it's so true. And your hair and stuff like that, it just tells on you. You started out, like Elder said, like a diet. You started out, but now everybody knows you quit. And it's always going to be over. Montreal said something, he was talking yesterday about this new fangled device that you got to help clean bathroom. And I was saying, I was telling about the other one, and he said, I come to find out, like he's real old.
Yes.
He said, when you dig in a hole, go ahead, until you tell them what you told me about the hole.
Dig a hole?
When you dig in a hole, a lot of people
This from a book. It was also on the movie, but it was a deleted scene that they took out called Holes. It said, when you have to dig a hole every single day, they say the first hole is the hardest. And then they said, no, that's not true. It's not the first hole, it's the second hole. The first hole is exciting. Even when you're doing something hard or that takes work, everybody is wanting to do something like that, and it's exciting. But then after that, the excitement is over. But you still got to go out there and dig the hole again and again and again.
And he said the hard part, and he built it, he said the hard part is consistency.
You preach it.
That was so, I was like, wow, I'm thinking in my head, that's awesome. And that's what it is.
Yep.
And the scripture said like this, you be faithful over a few, I'll give you more. You be faithful over the just. And that's just the way it is. You be faithful over the little things, and he'll give you more. That's just like gravity. It's gonna work every time.
Yes.
All right. So this concludes another episode of Healthy Hair with Shanel. Wrapping up the year. Can't wait to see what the next year will bring.
More hair.
Might have more hair than Pocahontas.
Yes.
You never know.
That's gonna be me.
Oh no, claimed it. She had more hair than Pocahontas. All right, well, let's go ahead. Close it out or bring someone up.
I'm coming up.
Father, hand clap praise for Pastor Shanel McCall.
What Em say?
Tell me, does it make me crazy? Well, maybe I got something that I can't explain, and the beauty of it never changes.
Yes.
It's got me wrapped up, I'm all caught up. I can't
You got one-on-one too, so you have to cut me off. And then turn that back up. Yes, come on, get a father hand on the praise. Help me here with Shanel. That's very good. Right, quick. We also have you, me, and y'all. Like I said, we have every Friday. I think 2 or 3 o'clock is a good time. And, we'll probably stay. We'll probably go like 6 or 7. What y'all said. So, you know, you, me, and y'all, you come up and pray. And like I said, if it needs to be longer, it will be longer. But this is what the Father told me to do. And these are for the people that are hungry for, to learn things. I'm here and make myself available to teach or to help and to whatever to get you on the level that you can fight. Amen. Right, just right quick. I want everyone that's not hear me, that's not doing the discernments. I want everyone that's not doing the discernments to start doing it. If you don't know how, if you need help, I'm here. I'm willing to help anyone, any questions you have. This is very crucial. How many, and this is why I came up, main reason, how many did not get a full understanding of the message on 4th night?
I don't think I ever get a full understanding.
But more than normal.
This last one?
Yeah. The reason why I said that because it was crucial. That lesson is crucial, and I went so far as I asked other friends to type up like a reader's guide. It is not a whole bunch of stuff, but as you go, I'm willing to send it to anybody who wants it, and as you're listening to the message, it's something that you can look at. It's just that important. And if I don't do this because I know you got to put work in it, but this is something the Father put on my heart. So if you want it, see me, and I will more than happy email it to you. And it's something that you can look at while you are listening to the service and so you can get an understanding of what was said and what was going on. And of course, I'm still here. Now it's just a rough draft, and they're my personal notes. That's what I went and did the lesson by mostly. There's some other stuff over there, but there's the scriptures. Amen. Really, I want you guys to be prepared. It's a yearning and burning sensation. The Father's looking for people that wants it. And I hope you will. I'm not going to hold you long. It is 8:30. I'm going to probably try to stay here and take home another hour. Just because y'all told me to. I'm saying another hour, but I don't know how long. And just be here praying and worshiping. If anybody have any questions or want anything, I'm here. Amen.
Amen.
So we're not going to dismiss, but we're going to switch over back to me, you, and y'all. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And quick, for the announcement, we meet on first day. Next meeting, and everything is still the same. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Come on, one more time for Minister Shanel. And we're back on track for you, me, and y'all.